Yemeni Minister of Public Works and Roads Drive, Moin Abdul Malik, praised the role of the coalition to support the legitimacy in Yemen, and its effective role in keeping ceasefire and restoring the situation to normalcy, as it was before the outbreak of the events in Aden last Sunday, affirming that the countries of the coalition to support legitimacy in Yemen, led by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, has continued to provide great assistance to Yemen, at various levels, in order to restore stability to the Yemen, legitimacy of the elected government of all Yemeni factions, and defeat the greedy forces loyal to the Iran-backed coup, and pointing out that the coalition support and generous support to rebuild infrastructure in all Yemeni cities and governorates, which will soon be enjoyed by the Yemeni citizen, considering it as a great improvement, especially with the accelerated work to achieve the best results in this regard in a short time. This was unfolded during a jointly held Here Today press conference by Col. Turki al-Malki, the spokesman of the coalition forces, and Saudi ambassador to Yemen Mohammed bin Saeed al-Jaber. For his part, al-Jaber highlighted the qualitative leap expected to be achieved on the level of humanitarian work in Yemen following the agreement signed today with the Yemeni Ministry of Public Works to implement a new project related to Yemeni ports, which will contribute significantly to support humanitarian and relief work at the port of Al-Makka, which will be ready after the completion of this project to receive 36,000 tons, while doubling the capacity of the port of Aden from 437,000 tons at the present time to 713,000 tons. On the other hand, the port of Al-Macella will be ready to handle a capacity of 85,000 tons, instead of receiving 41,000 tons. Colonel al-Maliki, in turn, explained that the coalition forces to support the legitimacy in Yemen have been making great efforts to provide a suitable environment and an ideal environment for humanitarian work in Yemen, to protect the international organizations working in this regard. He stressed that the successive successes achieved in this regard have contributed to the delivery of assistance to the beneficiaries in different Yemeni areas, especially those who are still being controlled by the militias, as well as in the Yemeni islands, the forefront of humanitarian assistance provided by King Salman Center for Relief and Humanitarian Aid, referring to the Special Road Insurance Program and Humanitarian Action Plan in Yemen, which has achieved a qualitative leap in the level of humanitarian work in Yemen, and the humanitarian airlift included in the plan, while continuing the humanitarian work provided by ships that dock on the Yemeni ports, carrying on board clothing, food and health services, pointing out that the coalition forces granted 882 permits to various international organizations concerned with relief work, at various land, sea and airports. The spokesman of the coalition forces to support the legitimacy in Yemen praised the great response shown by the government and the political and social components in Yemen for the initiative of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates aimed at restoring stability to the city of Aden. On the military operations in Yemen, Colonel al-Maliki stressed that the victories and successes continue in favor of the Yemeni National Army, supported by the coalition forces against the Houthi militia supported by Iran. The official spokesman of the coalition forces to support the legitimacy in Yemen said that the military plans adopted inside the Yemeni are very successful, and able to achieve great successes, noting that the nature of the participation of coalition forces in the battle inside Yemen is limited to the defensive aspects and provide the necessary support to the Yemeni army, while fully taking charge of defending the southern border of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In this regard, he reviewed a series of military operations on the borders of the kingdom, to thwart attempts to infiltrate, which is always failing, and how the violations of international laws represented by the threat of maritime navigation, the planting of water mines and booby traps, and the efforts of the coalition forces to thwart all attempts in this regard.